Welcome to the JayGravesReport College Football Weekly Preview, Week 4. Y'all know how we get it in, so let's get it in. Previewing the top 5 ball games of the weekend, so let's get right to it. This weekend, we're going to be kind of dull, because it's the 4th weekend. Boys are still playing non-conference games, playing dull opponents. It's only a few cats playing conference games, so we're going to make the best of it. Now, first game, Florida A&M goes to number 4, Ohio State, and plays in the Horseshoe. Now, these boys from Florida A&M are about to fall into some culture shock at this point. 91,000 people show up to see the football game, not the doggone band. I mean, I know these boys at HBCUs playing these classics all over the country. You might have 60, 70, 80,000, but let's be honest. Boys ain't coming to see the football game. They's coming to see the women and the band. Well, let me tell you this. In big-time college football, everybody that show up to the game, bruh, is coming to see the game. So they going to come in to see y'all get the brakes beat off of you. Now, look, at least you can tell Big Mama that you got $900,000 to get carjacked in the middle of the street. Let's move on to the next ball game. Michigan State goes to number 22, Notre Dame. Now, Notre Dame barely got out of West Lafayette alive last weekend. They was dumb. I guess they still had some remnants from the Michigan game a couple weeks ago. No excuses, bruh. No way you should have been in a battle with Purdue at Purdue. So now you got to show up and play Michigan State, who's coming in undefeated with the number 1 ranked defense in the country. And you still got Tommy Rees at quarterback. Now, boys are saying, why you hating on Tommy Rees? Ain't Tommy Rees the same dun that got chased down, got ran down by the police last summer? The police that wear diabetic shoes with the Velcro strap on them? An old boy with 20 pounds worth of equipment around his waist, and you got ran down by the police? Come on, bruh. Now, you ain't got a chance in the world of winning ball games with Tommy Rees. Now, so this ball game goes to Michigan State. When Notre Dame find another quarterback that could outrun the police in diabetic shoes, I'll pick you to win a game. Now, let's move on to the next ball game. Tennessee goes to Florida, number 19 Florida. Now, let's stop right there. Remember a few weeks ago, beginning of the season, Florida was in the top 10. I told you, Florida is not a top 10 team. Matter of fact, in a few weeks, Florida won't even be in the top 25. They've already moved back to number 19. Give them a 2 or 3 weeks, they will not be in the top 25. This weekend, they'll stay in the top 25. They'll even stay where they are because they're playing bottom feeder Tennessee. They have beaten Tennessee 8 consecutive times. Tennessee is 1-23 since 2008 against top 25 teams. Duh. Can we say that again? Duh. Now, so Florida will save themselves this weekend, beat Tennessee, stay in the top 25, but give them about 2 more weeks. They won't even be in the top 25, and I won't have to hear these dumb mugs on Twitter try to tell me that Florida is the real deal when they aren't, because they have no offense. But let's move on to the next ball game. Going back, staying in the SEC. Auburn comes in 3-0, goes down to Baton Rouge to play number 6, LSU. Now, Auburn 3-0, sound good, look good, but they ain't played nobody, bro. They played Washington State, duh. Even though Washington State beat USC, but USC is duh. They played Arkansas State, extra duh. Then they played Mississippi State, the Cowbells. They duh with extra mild sauce on the side, duh. Now, this year, I've been talking about LSU for years. I've been talking about Zach Mettenberger. Can't throw the ball over his shoulder. But for some reason, the first 3 ball games, this does figured it out. He scored 9 touchdowns already. And he's also thrown for more than 250 yards in each of the 3 ball games. Why? Because he got legitimate receivers. He got Jarvis Landry and a dun named Odell Beckham. Now, any cat named Odell got to have big hands. Got to have big hands with a name like Odell. Now, So I'm picking LSU to win this ball game, beat the brakes off of Auburn, because Auburn's not the real deal. The schedule just, the record just looks good at this point. But hey, if you're an Auburn fan, you got to take it. Now let's move on to the next ball game. Number 23, Arizona State goes to number 5, Stanford, and plays in Palo Alto. Now, Arizona State got out last weekend with a jacked up win with the refs blew the call at the end of the ball game, screwed Wisconsin out of it because you had Pac-12 officials did them in. And at the end, and then this week, they even come out and said that they screwed up. But what made it so bad was the dog coach at Arizona State said that they earned the win. Now, how do you earn a bad call, a terrible call, an obvious call? So I say Stanford beats the brakes off of Arizona State, and they fall out the top 25. We don't have to talk about them anymore. This is your man, Jay Graves Report, from the JayGravesReport.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at JayGravesReport and holla at your boy.